Hello, everybody.
Timko!
Hey, Grits is the only... Oh, Red's fine. Red's fine. Wow. Well, that's...
Red.
For that.
Let's see what this looks
Red!
like. Oh, yeah.
Tim will have had a couple of drinks and is just
Hi, Red.
shouting red at Red.
Red. I once again...
Red! Red!
You're
Red!
partially in my screen.
Red! 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 Welcome back, buddy! Red! Red! Red!
Oh.
And then gets quiet.
Oh, crap, I gotta mute it. I was wondering why I could hear it. Red still.
Red!
You're like, what is happening?
It was like just loud enough. I could hear this really faint in the distance. Red.
Oh. Tim would be pretty excited. Like Tim actually will have like loosened up because he's basically like, well, we said we were gonna party, so he will have had a couple of.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably pretty loose at the moment.
So good news and bad news. Good news is you're all going to be really refreshed and partied. Bad news is none of you remember what the hell happened.
Yes!
Does it count as a long rest?
It counts as a long rest.
Oh, yay.
You will wake up to... Tim, you're going to wake up to this tiny little woman with little, like, almost like dragonfly wings slapping you in the face. Hey! Psh, get up! Psh, party's over. It's time to get going.
Last call.
Everybody left. Party master left something for you.
Is it you?
Oh, I just stuck around.
Are you our guide? Oh my goodness, my head hurts.
Sure.
Oh.
Maybe. I'll think about it. Could be.
Oh.
He left you that. There's like there's a gourd on your chest.
What is it? Oh, it's okay.
He says it might help you out if you need it.
Is this our guide?
Look, man, I would say no, but I mean, I don't know what kind of guide you're looking for.
We're looking for a guide through the forest. Where are we? Where? Oh man. Oh.
You don't hold your drink too well, do you?
It's been a while. Okay. We're in the forest right now. We were wandering through. We came into... Oh, right, we partied. Okay.
You guys can party pretty well.
I'm glad to hear
Especially
it.
the dwarf.
I'll stick around, you guys. I don't know if I can help you out, but if I know something, I'll let you know.
Well, we're mostly trying to meet the father. I believe we mentioned that when we arrived, though, to be honest, I'm not quite sure what we mentioned anymore.
I don't remember if you talked about that or not. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Well, do you think you could help us find the father?
Maybe. Probably that way.
Which way?
That way. Keep that gourd. It's a good gourd.
Okay. I'll keep the gourd. Tim will stand up at this point, like slowly standing up.
Okay.
And he's gonna walk over to Red first, because he just wants to make sure he didn't dream that Red was back. Yeah. And he's just gonna poke Red lightly and say, "Red, Red." Hey! And I imagine that shout is gonna wake everybody else up. Hey, everybody! Red's back. Good morning. How's everybody's heads?
Question.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
Dwarf, would I have a hangover?
Especially
because I'm going to become the drunken monk dwarf.
No, but you still don't remember anything, which is kind of weird.
It's magical not remembering things.
Yeah.
I have a hangover. I don't remember naturally.
Yeah.
You had some kind of ridiculous party, and no one remembers how crazy it got.
Tim is just also at this point like doing up his pants a little bit, and he's holding the gourd, and he. I want to do an Arcana check on his gourd.
Yeah.
Rufus is looking for any more mead.
Oh, yeah, he's real hungover.
You're like,
it's a gourd.
I don't know. You're
I'm gonna check on it later.
Yeah.
Is what Tim has decided. He started to look at it and he's like, you know what? I can't do this right now.
I'm gonna go over.
There's something on there. Maybe you can't quite make it out.
My eyes are still a little blurry. I think
maybe some kind of word or something on it, but your head hurts.
Okay.
Is there any mead left anywhere?
No, it seems like everything's been cleaned out pretty well.
Can I like walk over to Nokren now, who's still unconscious?
Yeah, I was gonna say I will walk over to
and
Nokren.
just smack him in the face.
No.
Lightly.
What happened?
Rufus is going to turn around and go to a little bush.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also notice that Tim has this like small woman on his shoulder, which most of you are like you're double taking whether or not you're imagining that or not.
Tim hasn't asked this woman's name at this point, but he's going to now that he's kind of like woken everybody up. He's gonna turn and he's gonna say, "Would you mind introducing yourself to everybody? Since
Rufus is taking a very long pee in the corner.
She's just gonna like look at everybody, and go, "Hi."
What's your name?
Oh, she'll say something and like you guys can't understand it at all. Or it's like,
can I? Hold on. I got a thing for that.
Oh wait,
is it written?
Unless you guys can speak Sylvan?
Oh, well, I mean, I speak Elvish. I'd probably get bits and pieces.
Yeah, I speak Elven as well.
Nope.
You're like, you're getting, you like kind of like hear it and you're like, it seems to be like a descriptive term of something, but it's like Sylvan, you know, like, sort of like, you know, an elven name might mean something like
moon or light or
like moonbeam or something. Can I translate to or something, or like moon sword or I don't know.
Do I have enough time to think on it and cast this?
Probably
because that's like
not...
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's 10 minutes.
It's like 10 minutes of me sitting. I mean, to be fair, that's how long it would take me to even remember what she said.
But
my head the way
it
right
really wouldn't help unless she said it again, and she probably won't because she kind of had. She's just sort of like now sitting on your shoulder, and like she seems to be drinking out of something that she like pulled out.
Little winged lady.
Huh?
We didn't catch your name. Is there something common that we would be able to pronounce that we can call you?
Don't say red.
Red?
Blue.
Red!
No.
Don't.
How about Blue? Can we call you Blue? Is she Blue?
Man.
No, she just said it like questioningly, like red.
Don't. Oh man.
Is she blue or yellow or green or?
I mean, she's probably got, we'll say, like a little yellow kind of, what looks almost like a dress made of like flower petals or something.
Lily? Can we call you Lily? Lily's a nice name, right? You like flowers, Tim. Lily's a nice name.
I do like flowers, but it's not about whether I like flowers.
She's just gonna like take a swig of whatever she's got, and she's like, "Sure."
I mean, we can all pronounce that, so.
Yeah.
Nokren, you okay over there, buddy?
For a moment.
She's gonna like lean down and point at the gourd and like, if you guys end up dying, can I have that?
What is it?
Oh, it's a gift from the party master.
Party master.
What did he do?
Through the party. You met him.
I did.
Go
Yeah,
back.
He was the one with the hairy legs, right?
Oh, you met him.
I remember a little. Oh.
I would like to insight her tone on that.
Yeah. Nokren's worried now.
Tim is not hiding anything.
Nope, Nokren knows nothing.
Oh, Rufus
Tim
knows.
is not hiding what happened. That's the one thing Tim does remember. Can I just say also, at this point, Tim would turn to Red and forget himself for a moment, and in Orcish, he'd say, "How are you doing? Are you okay?"
In Orcish back, Red goes, "I'm doing quite fine, thank you."
And Tim would just nod for a moment, and then like, wait.
Hold on.
Does anyone else here speak Orcish? Just out of
Nope.
curiosity.
I was just
Nope.
checking. Nope.
Okay. And so I imagine everyone else is like, wait a minute, what the hell? And then
He,
Tim
like-
would just like
you
nod-
hear
nod
Red
to
like say like an actual phrase of something in like a very deep guttural language.
Nokren would actually go, Red?
Red!
No, I just imagined it, okay.
Green.
So, Lily, are you gonna guide us through to meet the father? Is that why you
Sure.
stayed behind?
Guide.
If there's a
Can I have
father-
that when you die?
Look, once we know exactly what it is, then I will answer that question for you. Not before.
I mean, if you're dead, you don't need it. I just wanted to know.
Well,
I
food.
understand that, but I will answer the question once we know exactly what it is.
She's gonna like lean on your head now, like so she's like kind of like sideways on your shoulder, like drinking out of something.
Oh, lovely,
And
a
Tim's
drunk guy.
just gonna let this happen. He's not really worried about it.
Can
But
I have a look at what it is with like a nature check, because it's a good thing.
Sure.
I'm willing to take disadvantage.
so we're just sitting in this clearing for like
The
Probably
only
now.
thing that's like left here is that like table thing.
Oh,
Woo!
It's
it
a
is-
gourd.
It is a gourd. It is a very like. It seems to have been treated in such a way to preserve it. So it probably will last for
Okay.
quite a long time. But it's got strange like markings and stuff on it.
so
That like seems like
empty?
someone like written on it or something.
there's
It has like a kind of stopper in it too.
is there stuff like written on it? And it's got a stopper thing. Do I open it?
don't open it.
Okay.
It's probably filled with liquor, and we really don't need that. Rufus, don't. No, Rufus, no. No.
Error the sheep.
Could I
that fit-
check?
Okay.
And I'm gonna,
as soon
again,
as you say
motion
that,
to my
you'll the
brewers.
little like fair Lily will kind of hold up whatever she's drinking out of and go like, here, and then take a swig.
I don't want to take a sip of it. I'm just going to check.
I'm gonna lift Rufus up and then hand the gourd to Grits.
Yeah, I just want to kind of like pop it out and like just take a whiff of it to see if I can
Taking the
smell
stopper
it.
out, just so you're essentially sniffing it like a fine wine,
Yeah, with my
doing
with
some
my
wafting.
Hopefully
brewer's
it
ability.
contains something.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say, and a
creature.
demon comes out.
And all of a sudden, we're dead.
And a genie.
Could be.
You open it up and it
I rub
just
it?
you
No.
you like smell inside and you don't smell anything and it seems it seems empty, but that's kind of weird because when it was stopped, it
It
seemed
felt
like there was
slushy.
liquid in there.
I'm gonna stopper it back up.
Yeah,
Hand it back to Tim.
and as you
Mm.
move it, it feels like there's something inside it. You know.
I got nothing.
So Tim, at this point, his head's clearing up a little bit. With the focus on the gourd, he wants to try again looking at the magical
Put
aspects
Rufus
of
down.
it. Is that all right, Matt?
Sure.
Have I waited enough time
Sure,
to do
sure.
another Arcana check?
Sure.
It's better.
You're pretty sure you can't. It looks like just from your basic Arcana, you're not going to be able to tell it. It looks like it might either take some greater magic or study.
Is
But
it a
looks.
gourd of holding?
You don't know. Anyway, it appears there is like maybe like the writing on here is maybe some kind of command words, but it probably would take some time to like study it or using Identify to basically figure out what it
I
is.
think I know what it is.
Okay. Well, I do actually have Identify,
Oh, yeah, you
but
can
I don't want to
literally
necessarily use it as like it because for the ritual for that it takes quite a while, right?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Are we good to wait for another 10 minutes, guys?
I'm gonna look at
Right.
all the drunken folk.
I'm gonna.
We should make
We're the
breakfast.
only ones left, I think.
I'm gonna walk over to.
There isn't really a lot left to make breakfast out of, but then again, you have rations.
We have our rations. That's what I mean. Like we should just sit
we
at
have
the
a lot of
table.
rations.
Think about like you go camping and you in the morning you all feel horrible and you just sit down and you eat the muck that you have for food. That's like
Now,
crappy
normally
oatmeal.
Nokren would offer to go get food because that's something he can do. He's
not
not
here.
leaving this
No.
field. Like,
Not
nope.
here. No.
Rufus?
Little fairy creature, can I have some of that?
No.
Can I do a charisma check?
Oh.
If you want to roll it.
You want the tiny little thing of booze.
That is
she's
a
gonna
big
look
old
at,
no.
She's gonna look at you and kind of like turn like the other direction, like around on his shoulder, like not looking at you.
Red hasn't even stood up. He's still just laying on the ground with like a blanket on him, just eating a ration.
Yeah.
Okay. You will kind of get an idea that it looks like there are 3 command words in here. One that effectively means stream, fountain, and geyser.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, good.
Oh god, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Instead of a flask, it's a gourd.
Yeah, I like it.
So Tim would not tell anybody this, especially Rufus. He
I don't
at this
care
point,
about the water.
no, I know, but like it's just more just like not because I don't want you to even. Yeah.
Don't want to
no.
put it in your mind.
Yeah, no,
Is there alcohol in that?
no, there isn't.
You get the feeling also from your identification that this probably creates water.
Yeah, I had gathered that, but yeah.
You would have to remove the stopper and use one of the words.
Yeah. But I'm not using geyser. That sounds like a terrible idea. Like,
I mean,
not, I mean, hey, if someone's running at me, maybe.
The geyser itself technically gushes forth from it and doesn't necessarily have an effect on you, though.
I understand that.
But he doesn't want to flood the area.
Yes. So what were the 3 words? Stream,
fountain, and geyser.
Fountain, and geyser. And fountain would be like the least amount there, or would
Middle
fountain
ground.
be middle ground? So stream is the least.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just so I know, because
Geyser.
Well,
So
go to the town well. Geyser.
I was more thinking if we get bored, just set it down. Everyone in their swimsuits, guys.
yeah.
Like turning on the fountain.
Tim would turn to Red, and in Orcish, he'd say, "Why don't you come join us at the table while you're eating that ration?"
Red shrugs his shoulder and stands up, and he is completely naked.
Woo!
And
I
Tim
left.
doesn't mind.
Doesn't care, just walks over, starts eating with you guys.
Yeah.
All right. It's not like something I haven't seen before, but still. It's
Have you seen green
early.
ones before?
Huh?
Have you seen green ones before?
I'm 114, sir. I'm sure I've seen many colors. Natural and unnatural.
So we're just, I'm assuming, eating breakfast at this point, but Tim would turn to Grits and say, like, quietly, basically, away from other people's ears, and he'd say, I'm pretty sure this gourd is just going to provide water for us. So if you need water for anything, let me know. And he'd kind of turn to the rest of the party at that point and say, this gourd, it's magical. Big surprise. I'm pretty sure what it does is it provides source of water. So that's good.
The fairy lady's gonna kind of be like
Is it-
up now, like kind of like leaning on your head a little bit as she's sipping. And it's like, so you're gonna have it when you die?
I don't like that you said when, but
If.
if
Oh
you die
yeah,
in the forest here.
yeah. If, yeah.
Is it
Well,
the natural water here?
Woo!
As in the stale? Or is it fresh water?
Oh, that thing? I think it depends on where you're at.
Interesting.
So it's useless to us outside this forest, kind of. Until, well, no, because we can still boil all the water. And
yeah.
Rufus
yeah.
is actually going to rummage around in his pack for a second, and then you start
She's
seeing
now like
him.
leaning more, and she looks a little sick, up on your shoulder.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I'm
Never
gonna
shoot on you.
I'm gonna take her in my hand now.
Oh,
And-
sorry.
just put her down on the table.
Oh. Sorry.
And just say, why don't you have a seat? And tell you what, and then I'm gonna grab like one of the cups that's, I'm assuming, still lying around from the party, and like rinse it out with the gourd saying stream, and then, you know, get a little bit of water in there, rinse it out, say stream again, and then just give that to her. I know it's a massive fucking cup, and she's tiny.
She's like,
she's gonna kind of like climb in and then like fall in there.
Have a bath.
Yeah.
don't let her drown.
Don't drown. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she'll be just like lounging in it and then like sipping out of like the water she's bathing in or something.
Just make sure you drink lots of water, and if you have any bread, eat some bread. You'll feel better.
Rufus is carving his name into the table.
No, Rufus, no.
It's not gonna stay.
Yeah.
He's writing Rufus was here.
And I'm assuming it just disappears as he's writing it, or like it will disappear by the time we're back here.
Probably.
Nokren's gonna go to Lily. Lily, what direction did you say the father was in?
Continue down the path you've been going? Probably. Maybe.
I do have a woodcarver's kit.
Probably.
Okay, so you're not a guide then.
I mean, maybe I am.
Do you have a way to call the father here?
Father can't.
I don't think he leaves the center.
No.
Is there a mother?
I never asked.
Interesting.
Tim would kind of just like be pretty done at this point.
Yeah. Nokren's gonna get up and start stretching, getting ready for the day.
Okay. I guess
Shall
you guys...
we continue?
Okay, then if you're continuing.
As we all start to get up, I'm gonna point to Red, and then point to his pants. Red pants. Now, please.
You insist.
If we're gonna go see somebody important, he should have pants on at least.
We don't even know if it's a somebody.
It's something.
Let
I don't
alone
know.
somebody important.
His
Or somebody
pants
that
aren't
cares,
red.
but no.
No, his
Rufus.
pants are not. His pants are not red. You're
Can
correct.
I borrow that gourd real quick? No. Whoosh.
Rufus! Roll me a d6.
Okay.
Roll good.
Please.
Does he get advantage because we have Lily?
Is
No.
Lily's in the... By the way, I've brought the cup with Lily.
Okay.
Awesome.
She's just lounging, but I'm just carrying a cup with me.
Just start slushing it around to make a whirlpool.
Yeah.
Stream niece, maybe?
No, I was
Nope.
muted on
Away.
stream. I was muted on stream, but not for you guys, so.
Oh, yeah.
It was someone was talking to me, so you know it's like you can.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
someone came home and brought me some food, so I'll get it out. on stream.
Hey!
Food is always.
Yay, food!
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm bringing the cup with me with Lily in it.
Okay.
I'm sure she's feeling super sick with me walking.
Slosh.
I'm sure.
Mind you, I am
Definitely.
walking fairly gracefully.
Mhm.
I am an elf.
The water might not be pure.
Yeah.
All right.
Get all
So-
his clothes back on.
Red. High five.
So you kind of move out into you'll continue once again down the path now that you've kind of refreshed yourselves and are less drunk. You know
I feel great.
I mean, Gris just feels great anyway. Gris feels completely refreshed. She's not sure what the hell happened, but she feels refreshed.
I'm not sure what you guys had, but it was just really good stuff.
The path will continue to wind for some while, and it'll kind of move out into another clearing, where the path will kind of like open up for a little while, and you can kind of see there seems to be like an almost hollowed out area at the base of some kind of trees to the one side with a kind of strange glow over there.
Can I perceive it from a distance?
Sure, you can kind of try to like...
I want to try and look at it. Oh, that was so close!
Aww.
It was like 17. Never mind 3.
I'm gonna also take a look.
Yeah, Nokren
Okay.
trips over while looking at it.
The glow, you kind of like
Not
have to
quite.
get pretty
Wait.
like a little closer to almost like get a see into this little area. But Rufus, you can see, and Tim, you kind of get an idea of what's going on there. You kind of like look in, and kind of like as you kind of are like getting that view in there, where all of you are kind of like staring in there, this strange, like glowing shape kind of moves out there.
Oh.
As it kind of like stands up, it seems to be like a bear, except it's like you sort of see through it a little bit.
Oh.
Bear, but
Spectral.
not a bear.
Guardian, hello, Guardian, please.
Rufus.
Red
Ghost bear?
steps up front and puts his arms up. Rawr!
No.
Oh, no, he's already done it. He's already done it.
Roll animal handling, Red.
Oh man.
Please.
Yeah! Red!
Well, fuck.
In Orcish, Tim is gonna say, "Oh no, why?"
It's gonna like stand.
Why?
It's gonna stand up on its hind legs, and go. "Roar."
Red!
If you want to roll with disadvantage to animal handling.
I'll try it.
Oh no, I yelled red back at him, arms still up. Red!
Hey!
Oh,
Oh
damn.
Wow.
my god, with disadvantage you should.
How?
What?
He can handle
Nice.
it.
Red.
You rolled
I
a
handle
16
all
and a
animals.
17, I think it says there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Alright, the thing is like seemingly angry, but you're like, whoa now, whoa now, whoa now.
He's whispering sweet nothings to the bear.
The bear will kind of like calm down and move back into its little
Oh.
den and lie down again. As it kind of just
Bye!
No, shh.
Nokren's gonna start just dragging him back.
Bye.
So we're gonna back on out of there and head back down on the path.
Yeah, that way down the
Yeah.
path. Let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
Just do it like periodic.
Tim,
Yeah.
can you give me a D6 roll?
Yeah.
Don't
Sure.
screw it up, man. Don't screw it up.
Roll a 7.
Nokren, every time we enter an area, Nokren's gonna watch red.
Alright.
Yeah.
You kind of continue to move through the areas and twist through the path once again. Though after a little while, you kind of like hear like, "Hey, wait a second there. Hello,
Hello.
gentlemen." As you see, kind of emerging from the forest is a tiny man. He's still tiny, but he's like twice the height of Lily. Still, he's kind of got like little clothing made of like what looks like leaves and stuff. He's wearing like a little hat and things. He kind of tips the hat. Greetings. You look like entrepreneurial travelers. We don't get many types like you in this area.
No, hold on. Red.
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 Perhaps
Red.
I could interest you, as he kind of like reaches behind his back and pulls out this amulet that seems more sized for you.
Red. Would you mind picking up this gentleman for me?
Oh, please, no.
We don't.
I keep
us
to
little
myself,
people
thank you.
don't
Red, of
like
course,
that.
does not listen to him. He listens to his friend.
Oh
And
no.
starts, like, reaching down for him.
And
Us little people don't like that.
I want to be looking eye to eye to this guy. So I'm gonna say, Red, could you please turn him around to me, please?
This is quite rude. I was willing to trade you. I might charge you extra now if we're going to go for a trade.
I'm very sorry about that. The main issue is that my back is just killing me after last night, and I simply can't bend down to actually sit down and speak with you face to face. And
You
as
could
someone
just
who
look
is
up
an appreciative,
and down. You only have to tilt your head down to me.
as I said, I'm very sorry. My back and neck are killing me. I'm 523 years old. I'm getting a little bit too old to do all of
You're
this
still a
movement.
youngin'.
No, I appreciate that maybe for you I'm still a youngin, but I'm not in general.
So, anyway.
What is this amulet?
Oh, it is a very powerful amulet that allows you to summon forth the beasts in order to protect you.
We'll pass.
Nokren,
We'll pass.
I'm willing to trade
I-
for another item, perhaps that you might have, or if you would have, let's say, 5,000 gold.
I do not have 5,000 gold. Now, what I will say
That's
I
is I
do
do
love
have
some gold.
We did see a tree back there.
Hold on one
No,
minute.
he's gonna turn to Grits again.
No. So
Please.
Tim is going to say, would you be interested in this? And out of his backpack, he's going to pull a mechanical canary inside a gnomish lamp.
Ooh.
Give me a persuasion check.
How do you always do this?
Nice.
Wow.
Damn!
He will trade you the canary for it then. Sure. Fascinating. What kind of magic would be within this? I must simply discover it. I could put it on my mantle. Oh, it's an
I would
excellent
highly
day.
recommend you do. It is a beautiful piece, isn't it?
Oh, bless
It's
my
probably
heart.
bigger than he is.
Bless my
It's
heart.
and I will say, it came from my my teacher, and I learned magic from him.
Oh, so great. Well, thank you. Thank you. The amulet is yours. Now I must be
Thank-
on my way. He tips his hat again.
Oh.
If you
And
ever
Red, could you
need me
please
again,
allow the gentleman to take his leave? Red, would you please
if
put
should
him
ever
down?
Yeah,
need me
he
again,
almost looks like he's gonna drop him and thinks
No.
for a second, puts him down.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, my big fella. Red, as they called you. If you ever
And
should
Red!
need, if you should, yes, Red. If you should ever,
Red!
if you should ever have
Best if
need
don't
of
say
any kind of trade, once again, always look to the end of the rainbow, my friends. As he tips his hat, and he disappears through the forest.
No, Nokren, no.
Tim, by the way, Tim would have fully bowed after the trade, basically implying that he definitely could move his back.
I'm also saying that I caught a leprechaun.
Yeah.
You did catch a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Nokren's actually like,
probably why my persuasion check worked, because he's just like, yeah, I'll take this piece of junk as long as your orc doesn't crush me.
Yep.
And yeah, so great, because I'll remove that that gnomish lamp from my
And
inventory.
I will safely inform you,
How cursed
Safely.
is this amulet?
it is not
Yeah.
cursed.
Oh, that's great news. When
It
we get to another spot, I'll identify it.
Okay, sounds good.
Because like I don't know. He did tell us kind of what it was.
Yes.
What does the amulet look like?
It looks like kind of like a big red gem set in like a kind of maybe copper circle around it with some kind of like runes or stuff written on it on a little chain.
I point to it. Red!
One second. Tim, we were
Yes?
told to stay away from the crystals. I'll point to red shiny gem.
Yes, we were.
Why does this have a special exclusion?
It doesn't.
Red!
You
I'm
get to wear it
curious to see why she told us. Well, they told us to stay away from the crystals. Red, I'm red.
Red!
then. Red, you don't want it. It's bad.
Red what?
No.
Red. Let me identify it first when we get back to a camp, and then we'll see who it's going to go to. It might go to you.
I would like to pull out one of my caltrops, like the shiniest one I can find, and hold it up to Red. And see if he goes like, ooh, shiny.
Red.
Great!
It's not red.
Correct.
Yeah. So,
I could bleed on it.
so, I mean, I could be mean and I could use burning hands to heat up the caltrop and then show it to Red. But again, I don't think that would quite work.
Or you can use prestidigitation to make it red
I
temporarily.
could use prestidigitation. You know what? Yeah. Are you still holding it up?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll cast prestidigitation on it and make it red.
Make it look red and shiny. Hey, Red.
Red!
He's gonna be so
Oh,
disappointed when it stops being
I
red.
know, when it turns off, he's gonna be like, "Aw."
I'll just constantly cast prestidigitation on it, every now and then, just to make it red again.
It's like all of a sudden he'll go sad when looking at it, and you'll make it red again. And he'll be like, ah, ooh, ah.
Red.
God.
Because that lasts for 1 hour. So
It's
Oh,
one
damn.
every
hour.
hour I'm going to be casting prestidigitation on it.
Assuming you can see it.
Assuming I can see it,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
like, I assume you're going to be looking at it if it's not going well. So at this point, like, I think we should continue down the path. I understand that we probably shouldn't have taken this amulet, but also I was really just tired of carrying around that gnomish lamp with the canary in it. So I was really happy to get rid of that.
I say let's ease on down the road.
Yep.
Okay.
Roll again.
You'll wind for a little, what seems like a little longer than any of the winding you've done before, and eventually, though, you're kind of like emerge onto a chamber area where there seems to be this kind of like twist of roots that almost makes a kind of layer there. As you kind of approach, this kind of strange noise kind of echoes out as of kind of like stretching up from out of it is a huge creature that seems to have the body of a bear and the head of some kind of bird-like creature.
So,
Guardian.
Red!
No, no.
okay, no, red, stop.
Lily will kind of
Guardian?
stand up and be like, and will say something in Sylvan to it, as it will kind of like stand up on its like hind legs, the huge paws and like feathers and furs kind of spreading out. It'll kind of nod its head, kind of slam down, and then kind of turn its head towards one side as you see the roots part.
The Guardian.
Yes.
We would have had to attack this thing if we didn't have Lily.
Nokren will bow to it as we go past.
Yeah.
Respects big thing.
Oh, you
Tim-
guys can talk to it. It speaks your language. Well, it doesn't
Does
speak
it?
but it understands it. I
Does
don't
it
think he
speak
ever
Elven?
speaks. I don't think he actually speaks.
Then Nokren will say thank you.
It'll kind of bow its head. But
Tim-
you notice it will be eyeing you up. Because I will say this would be effectively a huge owlbear instead of a large one.
So Tim would walk slightly closer,
Mhm.
just to see how it's going to react. Like a couple of steps to it.
It's just
not
going to kind of like
the-
look down at you with this kind of strange intelligence. You know it's not like
Mm.
probably like smart like you, but you sense more intelligence than Red.
Aw.
Oh yeah.
So
Red...
I'm-
Oh, sorry. Go.
No. Go ahead. Say.
Red walks kind of close to it and just holds out the caltrop. Red!
It's like a boar's skull kind of thing at you.
and then
Opens
I'm
his
just.
arms up for a hug. Red? Hug!
It will not like stop you if you like hug its like arm or something.
Oh yeah, he goes for the red hug.
And Tim is just gonna pat Red on the back now and say, "All right, that's enough now, buddy.
Let it go.
let it go."
Yeah, I think as Grits is passing, she'll do like a little kind of bow, and in she's gonna say it 3 times, once in Common, once in Dwarvish, and once in Elven. Just she isn't sure if she'll get a reaction from me, but like, thank you, Guardian, for letting us pass. Like just very politely, and see if it reacts any different to any of the languages.
Okay. He only seems to react to Sylvan and Common, from what you've noticed.
Okay.
Because he
I'm just
understood
gonna
what
look at-
she said, and she kind of understand, and he kind of like nods along with Common.
And
I'm gonna look up at him and go, thanks, big fella. I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay.
Tim is going to like bow deeply to it,
Mhm.
standing a few feet in front of it, and then just nod and then walk on with the group.
Okay.
Uncle Bear.
Eventually, Red lets go and follows.
Okay. The path continues to wind through the forest for some time now. Lily kind of has moved from the cup to your shoulder once again. She doesn't seem to be drinking anymore. She just kind of sits along with you. And it will be probably, once again, like, a long period of time. Like, maybe you feel like maybe you wander for, like, a mile, even. And then the path just seems to break away and emerge from the forest into a massive grove. Like, distance across it is huge. And in the center of it is a massive tree, far larger than anything you have ever seen. Like, the tree itself may be, like, 30 feet across. It's like redwood thick, but it's, like, not the same height. So it's just, like, this thick, ancient tree that seems to be sort of, like, in the center of here. You can see that it almost looks like the streams that bubble out into the forest seem to like make paths that sort of like lead out from here into various portions of the forest itself. You can see that the light actually is kind of opening up here, and it kind of cascades down through the branches of this massive tree, kind of making a very beautiful show. There's countless tiny animals crawling and flying about, and small sprites and fae kind of dancing amongst the cascading light. You can see there's kind of like almost this rudimentary stone path with tiny almost stone bridges that seems to loop around the tree and kind of start moving in towards it.
Can I do an Arcana check here just to see if the magic is stronger here than everywhere else in the forest?
Sure.
I mean, I assume Tim would kind of innately feel that, but, you know, for good measure.
Yeah, you do. You feel like maybe like whatever this tree is, it's the source of everything here.
Yep. Nokren's going to start walking closer.
Okay.
Carefully. You're not like running in. He's going to walk
It has
carefully.
like an obvious path that leads up to it. You'll kind of wind around the obvious path, which kind of takes you around the tree and takes you to this kind of like front to the tree, where you can see kind of flanking the tree to either side are these incredibly beautiful blonde women with large rainbow wings. And then you notice that the tree has a face. And it opens its eyes.
Father, I assume.
Travelers, welcome to my grove. I am the Life Father. I have been watching you. Speak now. Why are you here?
Tim's going to be letting everyone else kind of do the talking here, and I want to do a little bit of investigating around the side. I'm not going to, you know, just see what's going on here.
Okay, Nokren is going to bow, and then he's going to say, we are travelers, but not by choice. We got stuck in this land and are trying to find safe refuge.
Yes, I have sensed your soul and hear your words. There is indeed goodness in you. You are welcome to my grove. I am the progenitor of this place, its creator and protector. It is my presence that keeps the taint of the land away. You are free to visit my lands and see my people. And if you do have questions about this place, I may be able to answer them. I am perhaps the oldest creature you may ever see.
Tim at this would come back around from his little investigating around the tree to rejoin up with the group, because I'm assuming I didn't see anything with a 13. Let's be real.
You can notice that it seems you don't know where the streams come from, but it looks as if they're coming from the tree itself.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured, but I wanted to do the investigation check just to be sure.
Also, you're pretty sure this is like a rooted treant of some kind, but larger and, like I would say, larger than you would have ever imagined.
Much older.
Yeah.
Yeah. At hearing that he's the oldest creature we'll likely ever meet, Tim would ask, how old are you precisely?
Countless eons. Countless years. The same,
and you said,
the same power which taints this land seems to keep me alive.
What, you said you could see our souls.
I know
How is that?
all that happens in this grove. In my
But only in the grove.
I do see some beyond there, but not as much as long ago.
Did you see us arrive? What direction of the It's like southwest, isn't it, from the grove? To the southwest, there's a castle. We were in it and we arrived in it.
Yes.
Did you see what happened?
You are not the first, nor will you be the last.
Should we be moving away from there?
That is up to your people.
Your people have clearly decided to stay close to where you were taken from.
He has this kind of wry smile and be like, I am the last of my people.
Well, then what I said is true. If you are all, then your decisions.
I once lived in another world like you, in another forest. Then a great fire came and burned all of our lands. When this happened, the ground opened up and drug the last of my people here. We awoke here.
Interesting.
Question.
If all of you can roll me history.
I had a question.
Sure.
Would I have any knowledge of a particular magic forest with my cartography stuff?
Why does Red know this?
Yeah.
I mean, Red rolled a 20, but it's only a skill check. Red, you have heard of stories of large fires.
Oh, come on.
Come on, he rolled a nat 20.
I know.
Give him more
Okay, I'll
than
give him a
that.
little bit more than that.
To be fair, Rufus's
Red-
roll is higher.
Red-
But
Rufus, you will know that you've only heard stories of treants. No one had seen any for countless years in your own world.
Okay.
It was thought that maybe all of them went to the Wildlands.
So,
for Red, you knew that the treants disappeared after a cataclysm of some kind.
okay, could I roll insight on his saying basically that people were on the verge of being wiped out? Like, the whole idea here is that I'm connecting that, and I want to see if Tim would connect that as well.
Sure.
Yeah, Nokren's
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nokren is going to ask the others, the mean ones, as your people have called them, were they brought here as well?
I do not know. They are the oldest and most savage of all creatures here. I do not know where or when they came here, but they have been here for longer than all others. Perhaps they are the first, perhaps they were native.
Tim would sassily say, I thought you said you were the oldest creature here.
They do not live long.
Yeah, I was...
Their race lives long.
Oh,
Why
I know.
does-
I was just playing.
Why does the water that comes out of the sky seem stale?
Not just
All that is here comes from here. It moves. The rivers themselves flow from one point into another, going from one place to the other, from the sky to the ground. All is the same.
He's giving us riddles, everybody.
Yeah,
Riddles.
I think I understood that one, though.
I
Does the
understood
sun? Does the sun ever set here?
No.
What is this taint you speak of?
This strange land has a life of its own. As you can guess, countless beings have been drawn into this world from many times and places. I do not know if there is an intelligence at work, or fluke of the multiverse. how we came here.
When you
So many
were
mysteries.
when you were brought here, did you see a giant eye with teeth?
No.
Interesting.
He described the ground opening up and devouring it.
Right. I'm just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the ground grew an eyeball and it had teeth and it opened up.
The whole thing seems like extremely similar, right? Being engulfed by something and taken to another plane.
Yep.
Like, I think everyone will have pieced that together, at least.
Yeah.
I want to ask specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll an insight to see if because I understand what you're talking about. I'm going to see if Nokren gets that as well.
Yeah, he does.
Hey!
We're going to see if I get it.
So yeah, Nokren will ask, were the others brought here the last of their kind too?
I cannot say for sure, but from stories I have heard, from those that have come under my care, yes.
Then,
Artifacts.
for your sake, I'll let you know that we were on the brink of being wiped out as well when we were brought here.
Artifacts, relics of an ancient world.
Yeah,
No
and
longer
quick question.
present.
We're a collection.
Yeah, because, but Tim, you're an elf, right?
I am.
You are,
Oh.
we are within a, as you say, zoo, but one where the predators and prey are dropped
Are
together.
separate. Do you think they'll feed us peanuts?
No.
I hope not. I have an allergy.
Nokren is going to turn to the tree and sort of just hopefully ask, do you sense any more of my kind here? Like Dragonborn?
I cannot say for sure. As I have said, my vision truly extends this place alone. Only slightly beyond my borders can I ever see. I knew of your arrival. You are, how should they say, quite a big show.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to ask anything? Nokren's going to step away.
Why do the savage ones avoid this place?
My power keeps them out. I wandered here when the others of my kind perished in this place. I felt a well of power, a trace of purity, and I rooted and have nurtured it, and thus this grove grew.
Tim's gonna put his hand down on the ground and sit down in the grove and just try and sense what he's talking about.
This place is as far from outside as you could ever be. You feel like a tranquility and like all of you can kind of feel like there's almost like this energy that seems to well up through him and into this place that makes it like peace.
I have another question. You seem to have obviously an abundance in this grove and this area of food. Would it be possible to grow any of this outside of this place?
Things grow natural here. I'm afraid they may not grow in the soil around you. You would have to find something else.
If we were to bring some of the soil from here to the outside world, would it still maintain its properties of purity, or would it be soiled upon exiting?
My power only extends to the edge of the grove.
what about any of the fruits or vegetables they're taking out? Would they immediately rot?
No. Like all things, it is alive. It grows and rots in the ways it does. Easily.
Red.
Grow bigger?
He's asking if you can make the grove bigger.
Can you
If
expand?
you can extend your power.
No.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna turn to Red at that point and speak in Orcish and say, if you ever have a question like that you're not really sure how to describe in common, let me know in Orcish and I will translate for you.
That was a lot of words. He's just not as stupid.
Yeah, Tim will put his hand on Red's shoulder and apologize and say, sorry, if you have questions, ask me in Orcish.
Okay.
Is there
Okay.
anything that you or your people would desire that maybe we could trade with you for food? Our stores are very low.
I am sorry. I cannot help your people. We can only protect ourselves. We cannot be your allies. But I can tell you, though, we shall not be your enemy. And in amongst a sea of possible enemies, that might be a blessing.
Friend?
With you, yes.
Friend! And
Your
it's
other-
clearly not going to work, but he tries to lift the tree.
Strength check.
You
No.
have proven
That
yourself trustworthy, but your people have not. Though some may be honorable, as with all creatures, it is not a given. So you are allowed to come to this place, but your people are not. Please, let them know.
Will it be easier for us to get here in the future, or will we have to go down the winding paths and hope luck takes us?
The way will be open to you in the future.
Thank you. Tim is still sitting in the ground here
I
at
would.
this point.
Grits would like to pull out her map and just kind of turn it around and look at the tree. This is not accurate, is it?
He'll give a kind of wry smile and no.
Didn't think so. Just stuff it back in her
Not
back.
a new one, now that we can move freely.
You are an
Do you know
interesting
where-
one. Perhaps I could give you some information, map maker. It may not help your map per se, but maybe this information will help you as you explore, map maker. The cliffs are unclimbable. There seems to be almost an aura of negativity about them, that even those of most skill eventually fall. And the skies, you cannot climb in amongst them. So, you can see our difficulty trapped in here. But there also are countless caves throughout this place, in the walls, hidden in various places. It seems as though the place is littered with them. I was too big, even in my smallest, to enter these places. So I can say, little ones, be wary. This place here, this valley, is at least a level of safety. But there are things in here, creatures, that could even threaten me. What did you call them?
Mantises?
Savage ones.
Ah.
Oh.
I like that was Gritz's first thought. Mantises?
Mantises? Sorry,
Even
my
Red
brain
gives you
just
the
keeps
really
going back.
look like, come on.
Even Red's like, what? Really? Come on, kid. Come on.
In your tongue, their name would be Caladas.
Cal.
How do I spell that?
Can Tim? Because Can I do a history roll?
Sure.
How do I spell that?
Oh, that's not gonna do it.
Caladas.
Oh, that's Caladas.
He would recognize that name though.
Mm-hmm. There are giants to the south, the reptiles to the north. There were 3 places I will tell you not to go in this valley. There is the grove where no light falls, the hill of rock and fire, and the place where bones become tree. Do not enter these places, for the darkness of the land has made its home there, much stronger than anywhere else.
What was that second one?
The hill of rock and fire.
Hill of Rock and Fire.
Now,
okay.
Could you point those out to us on a map?
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull out one that's like more generalized of like the area that doesn't look like scribbles, like a like a drunken person drew them. And I'm gonna pull out a more normal looking map where you can see like our city and stuff, and hold it up and just kind of north. You said are giants. South.
Yeah. Okay. So Caladas to the west. South is the giants. North are the reptiles. And he will tell you these 3 areas are in the north. If he's going to say the direction from your castle is basically what he's calling north.
Okay.
And the farthest north in the valley are these 3 places. They are spread out pretty evenly across it.
So they're like barring going past that.
No, they're like towards the cliff edge.
Oh, okay. They're on the cliff edge.
There is stuff you could go around them. Technically. Like there is other cliff between them, but like when you get an upgraded map, I will be able to point them out for you.
Honestly, Nokren probably would have perked up at the idea that there are reptilian people out there of some kind.
No, he didn't say reptilian people. He said reptiles. Let's be clear.
He did. Well, I mean, reptiles in general, because the Dragonborn have a key to dragons, so...
I'll point to, like, small lizard in the grass. That's also a reptile, Nokren. Just...
I still like those.
It's a gecko.
At least friends.
At least friends.
He will kind of be like, there are more of your cousins than you would believe in this place. They breed...
Cousins is dragons. I think Tim would say that. This isn't out of character. This is Tim being.
Yeah.
Cousins is a vague term.
Dragons, though. That's not good. That's not good at all.
I mean,
well, it could be.
They're chromatic or they're metallic.
Yeah. Quick question. Father tree.
Life father.
Life father. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm great with names.
Yep. He has a very simple name.
I don't
also,
know. I was about to call him Christmas Tree Man. Okay.
If you need druiding, he has very powerful and has a lot of druid spells.
Awesome.
Select the druid here.
Do you know any weird way to tame a mantis?
Why would
Priorities.
you do that?
That druid guy is dead.
We're gonna come back to town, and that druid guy and his animal companion will have been ripped to pieces by a mantis that he got the guards to bring in.
To rot.
I was wondering if you would be able to indicate on my map areas where the some of the caves might be that we could perhaps investigate further.
I cannot help you on that end. I apologize.
But okay, I tried.
Beware, though. You asked me of the taint. And I must say, a warning. This taint is everywhere. Sky, water, air. Perhaps because of my nature. I am like the trees, the grass. I am immune to some degree to this power. But creatures here drink it up. They become violent. Some resist. But those that still live here have succumbed to it. Most of them. And they seek violence, destruction. Your people may face this. I do not know if they will resist the violence, or it will overtake them. Be careful, travelers.
Thank you.
Will do. Life father, tree person, Christmas tree man. No.
Oh.
May we rest here before we leave.
Perhaps there's a place you can rest. And one that your friend there, kind of looking towards Tim, should see. I sense something in you. My place protects you. The taint is in your soul. You fight it. But it is there.
Tim will, at this point, kind of place his hand on his chest and cast prestidigitation as though to try and get rid of whatever soiled nature it is of himself, and just be like, seems it's just who I am. Given that it clearly did not work, is kind of what I'm getting at. But if you say there's something I should see, then I suppose I should see it.
He'll turn to one of the Fey women that seems to... the ones with the, like, rainbow wings. It's almost like angelic wings, except they are, like, rainbow-colored feathers. Will, kind of lead you through what seems like a new passage which is opened up. And kind of way. Unless you have any other questions for him.
One last question.
Two last questions. Him first.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
3 last questions.
I know what his question's going to be.
Well, my question was, does your owlbear have a name?
The Guardian of the Grove is what he is always referred to as.
Okay. That was it.
We'll call him Steve.
Steve.
Thank you, Red.
You know where I can
Red.
find those two lovely ladies that
I
we
knew
met
it.
when we first came in?
They will find
There were-
you if they wish to.
Oh.
And I believe they already have.
Let me guess. They're right behind me.
No.
Well, that's confusing. My last question before we go is this piece of me that you see. Do you see what's caused it?
The land itself has a feel to it, the taint I described. It's as
And
if
you
a
just
shard
see
of
it.
that is in you. I can feel my power suppressing it here. The well of purity that I am upon, that I have nurtured. And that is why I cannot leave this place. For I'm afraid it may dry up if I do not continue to nurture it, like a sapling that never grows up. But I do not wish for it to die.
Tim would just nod and follow.
If there is needed, I will call for you. Do not worry. My messengers will find you. Friends.
Tim would bow deeply.
Yep, Nokren would bow.
I'm gonna give him a small bow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll
Red.
find the party master again.
Red!
Please bow.
Alright,
He tries to against the tree.
Yeah.
He's still hugging the tree.
Red.
What about that?
Red, please
Yep.
stop hugging. Please stop hugging Life Father and come with us, okay?
the tree is very big, so he just had his like arms out the entire time. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
just like.
it's like
Yeah.
He's just like plastered against the side of it.
Yeah. I
so.
love it.
You'll be led through the forest once again, kind of winding away, and eventually, though, the passage will open up to another massive tree. Maybe about 100 feet tall, but this one is as wide, seemingly, as it is tall. And what amazing it seems to be, like, the base of this area is actually, like, hollowed out, it looks like. You're led into that hollowed out in what then appears to be an amazing sight. In the base of this tree, almost hollowed out of it, but not hollowed out of it, as it's grown out of it, appears to be a cathedral made from the living tree, with intricate webs of sap for stained glass windows, roots for pillars, pews, and the altar, and strange growing fungi placed as almost candelabras across the place.
Well, okay then.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Huh. It's churchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see anything or anyone?
The rainbow winged woman will kind of move up and kind of... Frenarius is the high priestess of this place. She will look after you. I must return to the Life Father. When you are ready to go, the forest will allow you to leave.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Frenarius is like this woman also with wings, but she has almost like white wings. You can see she's kind of dressed in like very flowing gowns. Kind of holds this like kind of staff that seems to be made of twisted roots. There seems to be another of, I guess, what you call priestesses around, and she's like, "Welcome, the shrine of the fire of the sky."
Tim is gonna just sit down in one of the pews. He's not saying anything yet. He's not ready to say anything yet.
I'm being very polite and I have my hands like behind my back, like don't touch anything. This place seems like it's like.
Oh yeah, Nokren's pulling
special?
out his holy symbol and just holding it in his hand.
Tim is literally sitting in the pew, like leaning back, sitting like I'm sitting now.
Red walks up to her, says hi, and just puts on like an adorable smile. Like, hi.
You will basically have her speak to you in Orcish and be like, greet. But the thing is, all of you hear like whatever your native language is when she speaks.
Oh.
Halfling.
Yeah. Greetings.
That's cool.
You are Red, are you not?
That is what they call me.
Well, welcome.
Switch to orc, by the way, obviously.
Yeah. Please.
Do we understand when he speaks back, or
No.
we just hear orc? Okay.
You just hear Orc.
Okay.
Huh.
Please rest up here. We perhaps can help you, but perhaps not. Your mind is something beyond our powers, but your rest may at least keep you fresh.
Can't fix
Bird!
it. Sorry.
Red doesn't mind, he's used to it.
No.
Thank you. You're very pretty. And he walks away.
Nokren might actually go up to her and ask her about his symbol. Have you seen or know of this symbol?
I'm afraid I know not much of religions of other worlds. Though, there may be something. The fire in the sky is an ancient deity. One that we are touched by, but know little of. But it is the rival of another deity, those of the Kalada.
Okay.
The fire in the sky's power still is here. But even we, the most faithful, are unable to speak with her, like perhaps you may have spoken with your god.
Thank you.
Tim is flipping a coin in between his fingers like he'd seen Orn do. playing around with that and just still listening.
Why have you traveled into this valley? Why have you explored these lands? What is it you seek?
We are strangers here, and we wish to know more about our situation.
Exploration.
If we can...
Exploration is a noble cause for your situation. But what is it you hope to find?
Answers.
A way out.
These are knowledge that we do not have. If we had a way out, perhaps we would have left long ago with all of us. As for answers, what truth there is to this world is hidden between many layers.
I am not looking for truth of this world. You know what I seek.
Power!
Unlimited power!
The fire in the sky is always here. Should you devote yourself to her, perhaps you can feel her too.
Tim would just scoff at that.
Nokren would have paid attention to that. He doesn't know what to think of it yet, but Nokren would have paid attention to that exchange.
Grits wouldn't have. She would have been just like wandering again, hands behind her back, trying to be as polite because she's not a very religious person. She's just like, I understand that you need to be polite in these places.
Mm.
Keep your hands to yourself.
When she said that devote yourself to her and maybe you'll be able to feel her too.
God damn it.
Sitting there thinking.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold on that because I'm gonna Tim's pretty involved in his own stuff, but I want to roll insight and see if I picked up on Red because I speak Orcish, so I knew what he said.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Red seems to be deep in thought,
which is weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Tim would kind of stop himself from going into too much of the conversation that he was going to have. He'd flip the coin into his hand, put it back in his pocket, pouch, whatever, and turn to Red and say, in Orcish, that's not the kind of feel that she meant.
No. Tribe members choose path. Me angry in fights, but me also maybe bully it. Maybe me don't know.
Also, we seek survival.
Survival takes many forms. What would help your survival?
Immediately, food and possible ways to travel faster in this land. I had thoughts of maybe trying to tame the mantises.
She'll kind of give a little chuckle and be like, perhaps you can get lucky and find those of less violent tendencies. They still are a beast of instinct. And you seem like a tasty morsel. But, good luck.
Nokren's going to ask...
As for food,
there
are many creatures to hunt, plants even amongst the grass, which are safe to eat. Oh, I'm getting a little weird something or other there for a second. That was a little noise thing. I don't know what's going on. Now it's gone. Yay!
Yay. Can Tim do I'm getting up at this point, and I'm gonna start walking around the church a little bit. I'm not even a little bit interested in devoting myself to this god, but I am interested in the rituals that they perform here. Okay. And I was hoping to do an investigation check to see if I recognize any of the standard fare for the rituals that I used to do.
Okay.
Any goat sacrifices?
No,
Any?
Nokren is going to ask, like, do you have a specific place for prayer, or is it anywhere here?
Those that come here sit in prayer, like you would in your own churches and cathedrals, I assume. This place was formed by our progenitor,
So go on.
the first that showed us of our deity, and that we could still see and feel her here, more than others.
I would say that when she made the comment about the like you would in your churches, Nokren would just sort of laugh a little bit, just a little, and then he would go, "Thank you, go sit down." And he would actually start to try and pray to his symbol. Specifically, he's going to be trying to basically pray. This is for your sake, Tantus. Asking just for any sign, anything at all. I want to know if you're here, essentially.
Okay. She'll kind of like take like a little like walk around the front of the place over kind of where the altar is and stuff, and kind of like move around it and be like, perhaps I can send you on a correct path. I do not know if it will help you, but if you seek others that may be able to guide you in a direction that could help you, finding food or faster travel, that is a difficulty. But while we cannot personally help you, we of the Grove, there might be others out there. We are not the only ones that worship the fire in the sky. There was another group. They did not die off, but they traveled far from here. Our founder was one of them. Before she died long ago, she brought us the knowledge. Her people, should you find them, would be friendly, as they were. But I do not know where signs of them would be at this point in time. It has been a long time since this place was founded.
Do you know what race could you describe what race they were?
They had similarities to your friends more than you. Were closer to your the taller one's height.
Which taller one? There's a few of us that are tall. Well, a couple of us that are tall.
Hi!
He is tall slightly. Damn it, not me.
The one that is not more green-skinned.
Him!
Similar to me.
Oh, okay.
Were they...
We have forms similar to yourself also, but we have what makes us different. Our abilities, our gifts.
What gifts are those?
We have been granted divine power from our deity. I myself can use honeyed words over a mortal mind if I wish to, and I may fly upon my wings.
Any chance you can turn real small?
No.
Just checking. Had a run-in with a very small creature earlier who seemed to soothe one of our characters' minds.
The sprites. Alone, they are not dangerous, but together, well, they can perform some very amazing feats.
Interesting.
And there are many.
Do they really like flowers by any chance?
They enjoy playing tricks on all, including others of this place.
I was just thinking, because Red over there.
Red.
Well, you heard what he said, do you? Figured he might have caught a glimpse of you earlier, that's all.
No.
Now, this divine power you speak of, how exactly did you acquire it?
We studied at this place, learned of our deity, the fire in the sky, learned of her ways, and developed our skills.
Now, are there specific rituals to contact your god?
As I have said, we cannot hear our god's voice. And if there were such rituals, we were not taught them.
Do you have an archive or a library? Anything related to the books of histories of your religion?
I'm afraid not. We are very oral tradition because of our origin.
Always has to be that way. Very inconvenient for scholars, you know.
Well, there may be... If you seek information on both our deity, you could possibly learn it when learning about the rival. The Kaladas are not as savage as they seem. They have places that they have kept inklings of pasts.
We've encountered one already that, though he spoke a language we couldn't understand, I was able to understand sentiment from him. He clearly thought. Very clearly. It was never a question of whether or not they had intelligence. It's more of a question of whether or not they can be peaceful.
We have never known them to be peaceful.
Well.
Our God brings peace. Theirs is a rival. So what do you think it brings?
There's a first time for everything. Perhaps we can convince them to be a little bit more passive.
I wish you luck on that.
Well, do you sense in me what the Life Father sensed in me? And I will walk up at this point, just in case she needs to do any
Yeah, she's gonna put her hand on your chest.
Yeah.
You do have a power connecting you to us all. You have both a blessing and a curse upon you. I sense perhaps two powers. Interesting. I will have to look into this more, if you wish to understand more what it is.
Do you require me to be here for that?
No. I can meditate on this power you have.
Then please do. I am curious. It's been something that's been a recent discovery for me, as I had, lost a piece of myself up until recently.
Yes. Interesting. If you have need to return to this grove, find me again. And I will see if I've found some information out that may help you. I perhaps can seek some more information also. As I said, we have ancient stories. And there are still much older members of our group that might be able to help you.
And where would I find them?
They are hidden. Places where they would not connect with those as yourself. We are a friendly folk here, but you have to remember, you are still intruders to our land. And intruders usually mean danger. So only a few are willing to brave meeting the strangers.
Tim is gonna be back playing with that coin again. just
Please,
flipping it in between his fingers.
we have some places you may relax and be a little less jovial in your relaxation. Actual relaxation. Rest
So,
if you wish.
I take it you were at that party the other night.
No, but I know of it.
Tale already spreading of the wild festivities, huh?
She's gonna give a smile and be like, tales travel quick in these parts.
Well, tales certainly have a lot to them, don't they?
Always. Now, if you excuse me, I must attend to some work here. Should you need anything else, the maidens shall be able to help you, or to get me.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the information.
Good.
Okay. So, why don't we leave it here, though, for today? I'm assuming, unless you guys have any major questions or anything, that you're just going to rest up and head back. Are you going to head back to the castle directly, or are you going to go explore somewhere else right now?
I think the castle would be a good idea so that they don't send more people.
On the way back, Nokren would be looking for these plants that grow in the grass, like they mentioned.
So would I.
And mantises.
Yeah. So I'll let you guys know. You could probably find some like random tubers and stuff and vegetables that probably could be harvested.
We will collect them.
Yeah, as examples.
Yeah.
We'll resume next time unless there's specifically anything you need from here when you're arriving back at the castle. You'll have.
Hey, hold on.
Uh-huh,
I have a command for this. Hold on.
Hold
on.
I know
Hold
what you're
on.
doing.
There's a command for this. Hold on.
But wait,
I'm guessing
there's
Nokren got nothing back when he was doing his praying.
No.
But wait, there's
Thought so.
less.
Actually, you were going to be leveling up now.
Thank you.
Yay!
I'll edit the command.
I gotta figure out how to do that.
It only took a month.
It's only 4 sessions. You're fine. Just because it probably should have been like 2, maybe 3 sessions for that level up that you stretched out to 4.
I mean,
The roleplay.
Yes, very good role playing and very enjoyable. The entire like hour-long between like the first hour because it took you so long for all that stuff was wonderful.
Nokren
we
feels really
partied.
bad about stopping Rufus now.
Hey,
guys.
you only had to make peaceful contact with those Fae, and peaceful contact could have been, wow.
I totally wanted some peaceful contact, God dang it.
You did get some peaceful contact, you just can't remember it.
You should remember it. Oh gosh.
Maybe
That's
one
so
day I'll get to
fair.
fight something.
You all had a really good time. You don't know what
Yep.
happened, but it was a really good time.
But it was good.
Tim had some ideas about what happened.
Oh no.
And why
Well,
he
why was- I
was
specifically
right.
had the gourd.
Why
Ken,
we just
so
talk?
I was
I
right.
leveled up.
The spell slot, like the spell area that I can now edit, just magically appeared only
Yeah.
once I leveled up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just didn't exist before, which is why I couldn't find it.
So quick question.
Sure.
For adding HP for level up.
Yeah.
How do? What?
What
Depending
do?
on your
What do?
class, I think.
It
Like
depends on your
I
class.
roll a d10, I think.
Okay. All
But
right.
I allow you to take the, just the average.
The
too, if you
mean?
want. The mean.
The
because
average.
They say the mean, which is like half plus 1, technically.
Yeah, it says like roll or minimum this sort of thing.
Yeah. So, like,
Yeah.
for you, it would be, because you're D6, it would be,
Yeah, we're taking a
4.
4.
Yeah, I just took the mean.
Is it-
So
Is it 4 plus something?
Well,
I
it's
got
4 plus
D10.
1.
your plus your modifier.
yeah, your
Yep.
modifier.
Plus Constitution modifier?
Yeah.
Do we need to roll?
Oh,
do we
damn,
need to
yeah.
decide before we roll if we're going to do that.
You should
or-
decide before you roll.
I
yes.
get 12 extra HP, yes.
Mhm. Let me
Nice.
know which...
I take a max like Nokren has.
Yeah.
I get 24 now, that's awesome.
I just am taking the average. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
Well,
I took the average.
Depends on
I'm
if-
gonna roll just out of curiosity what I would have got.
The average.
I would have got the average.
You would
So
have average. So good for you on taking that one.
I'm glad
I'm
I
gonna
took the
think
chance.
about it because if I take average, I have one more than Nokren.
Wow, are you serious?
Glad I wouldn't have gone with the average.
Because I'm a barbarian, it's
Oh,
7 is the
yeah.
average, and I have +3 to con.
Oh, I get an additional. That's right, because I'm a hill dwarf.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Ooh.
Anyway, so we'll
Alright.
let you guys level up after into the
Yeah.
next show.
I'm so excited.
Yes, I know you're very excited. It's leveling up. It's awesome. You're getting to level.
I don't
2.
even know what I get as a monk, but
Yep. You
You get key.
oh shoot, I don't even know how to use it. Awesome.
There'll be a lot of cool things going on. Anyway, why don't we go around and have everybody like give their shout outs for themselves and stuff like that as we kind of finish up with the show. We'll do our normal order, starting with Tesh.
Hello, I am Tesh of the Tesh Tube, and you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And beware of the Twitter full of shitposts.
Cool. Rachel.
I'm Rachel. I play Gertz. You can find me. I'm on here as Jade Vala, and that's pretty much where I am everywhere else. I am also a mantis.
Joe.
I'm Joe. I'm on this channel a bunch of different times. I'll see everyone this Saturday when we do discussing tabletop.
Cool. Tiv.
Hi, I'm Tavalic pretty much
Oh, no.
everywhere. Tomorrow, probably gonna be playing Ark with Tantus and Worm.
Yep.
Sunday is Worm's game. Monday, I sometimes stream on my own. Tuesday at Force with Tantus. And Wednesday, Bashing Frontier on with Tantus and Worm.
I really do want to play more Forest next week, though. We have to make sure, like, as much fun as getting extra Ark in, I do want to, like, get back to our insane construction.
I just kind of
I haven't deforested enough of the island. Deforesting more of it. Winterbear.
So,
Will you come back and support yourself or something? You're like pointing at you're pointing to the opposite.
He's pointing to the
direction.
chat.
Oh, he's pointing to the chat. Okay.
I'm pointing at chat.
Okay.
So, yeah, Will Graham _WBG on Twitter. I stream at twitch.tv/winterbeargames, and that is pretty normal. I've got a regular Tuesday stream where I do writing, short story writing, and talking about writing, and basically doing all that stuff. I do game streams as well on Sundays. I do Sundays with Ollie, which are from 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time until 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so it's a long time. You can come hang out for all little whatever amount, and it helps out a ton. Working towards affiliate right now on Twitch, so if you want to hang out and follow my channel, that's awesome. It helps me out a ton, and also just come hang out, and it's always great for me to have people in chat. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's probably more. I could say more, but
But
Yep. And of course, I am Tantus Naravan Dracovin, your DM. You can find me here daily, mostly in the mornings, but like lots of evenings. As I said, tomorrow evening would be Ark with friends. You can find us next week here. You can check out my other links below, which are like my Twitter, Discord, all that stuff, in my YouTube side. Which please support me on the YouTube side. One of these days, YouTube will actually approve my whatever their partner program is now.
That's so.
Yeah,
It's the worst.
they like say like it's gonna be like a week for it. It has been like a month now, so someday.
it does take a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the first.
I mean,
the
I'm still technically approved, even though.
Yeah, the first time
Yeah,
I
same.
got I got monetization was like that, and this time it's like, well, we're gonna we changed it and got rid of it for you when you were like freaking like 100 subs away or less, and now they're just
I hate like everything they're doing with all of that. It's just every change they make, I look at it and I'm like, what, no.
It's very counterintuitive, but at the same time, like, this is probably a talk for another show.
Yes,
Yep.
that's right. I can complain a lot. I'll complain on Twitter
Yeah.
at some point in time.
we could all complain a lot, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
We could have the complain about YouTube chat.
Hey, I'm up
It
for
would
that
do
talk
pretty
show.
well.
100%.
Anyway, so so we'll all be here hopefully next week. If anybody's gone, we'll announce it ahead of time, kind of thing. I'll try to keep it informed, and at very least, we'll be continuing the adventures with these guys, going on more crazy adventures and having a real great time.
Hopefully, less winding paths.
Look, mysterious winding paths that are supposed to confuse you are what they are.
And also, less taint.
Never
No, more taint.
Never. All the taint.
It's such a terrible word.
In fact,
Use
we're
the
going to summon the Grundle.
But where's
All right,
where's
bye.
Ickis and
That's the way.
Oblina?
That's the sign
Where's
off.
Ickis and Oblina, though? And don't forget Crumb. Alright, I'm done now. Alright, bye,
This
everyone.
is the Tim looking at you, not mad, just disappointed.
Yeah,
Disappointed.
Everyone.